all the action from Cleveland Municipal Stadium.
In the 60s, two of the NFL's best were Green Bay and Cleveland. Vince Lombardi led the Packers to the best record in the 60s, while Cleveland possessed the best back by the name of Brown. Today, Coach Belichick has linebacker Pepper Johnson and wide receiver Andre Rison at his best, while Green Bay boasts Brett Favre and Robert Brooks as their best on offense, and Reggie White may be the best ever on defense. The Minister of Defense leads the best of Green Bay to Cleveland for the final time. Cleveland Municipal Stadium, Cleveland, Ohio, an interconference battle today between the Green Bay Packers and the Cleveland Browns. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Alongside Ron Pitts, I'm Tom Brenneman. Well, as the saying goes, there's no joy in Mudville, and there certainly, Ronnie, is no joy in Cleveland right now.
Yeah, I think the Browns ought to write a book called How to Put a Team in Disarray in 2 Easy Steps. First thing they do, mid-season quarterback change. Testaverde out, the rookie Zaire, he's in. Then they talk about a move to Baltimore. Later on, they announce a move to Baltimore. The fans are upset, the players are upset, and what you have here in Cleveland is one big unhappy situation.
Well, for more on this story, let's now go downstairs to Pam Oliver.
Well, Tom, security will be very tight today. We're even told some police bomb squad members will be on hand. Hundreds of Browns fans took part in a rally and march in downtown Cleveland today. They say they're going to stay outside until 15 minutes after kickoff. Then they'll come in where they will cheer the Browns, but they will definitely jeer owner Art Modell.
All right, Pam, thank you very much. A dramatically different story in Green Bay. A huge win last week over Chicago, and now they're in first in the Central.
Yeah, big reason for it, quarterback Brett Favre. 5 touchdown passes last week against Chicago. He's got a hold of this offense. But you talk about a guy who's got a hold of people, Reggie White on defense. He's got the hurt knee, but the Browns can't let that affect them. They got to keep that guy out of their backfield if they want to have success today.
All right, we'll see how it goes when we come back to kick off from Cleveland, the Packers and the Browns. You're watching the NFL on Fox.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
This NFL Sunday Ticket Update is brought to you by Logo Athletic. Get real with Logo Athletic.
Okay, it's maximum exposure time at 1 o'clock Eastern with 9, count them, 9 games. And virtually every one is meaningful since just about all the division races are close. It's especially tight in the NFC Central, where the first-place Bears and last-place Lions are just 2 games apart. Now, in their game today, look for a record-tying performance early on from Barry Sanders, who needs just 26 yards to become the second player ever to rush for over 1,000 yards in each of his first 7 seasons. The Lions' prolific receiving combination of Herman Moore and Brett Perriman racked up another 19 catches and 229 yards between them last week. Now, they could do well against a Bears secondary today that gave up 5 touchdown passes to the Packers last week. And Bears quarterback Eric Kramer, who leads the NFL with 23 touchdown passes, well, he could post some major numbers against the Lions defense, which is ranked dead last in the league. Elsewhere, Arizona is at Carolina, where Buddy Ryan's legendary 46 defense has given up the most points in the NFL. Well, these games plus 7 more coming at you next. Let there be football.
It's the greatest thing to happen to pro football since the forward pass. Let there be football.
This is Fox NFL Sunday.
I trained my boy McNeely to go toe-to-toe with the champ, and he did for 89 seconds. He didn't back down from any combination thrown at him, and he ain't backing down from this one.
There's a new stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. Not just cheese, but pepperoni baked right into the crust.
So good you'll eat it backwards. Show him, kid.
The new 1-2 combination cheese and pepperoni stuffed crust pizza.
Hey, McNeely, how many slices am I holding?
Don't miss any of the game. Call Pizza Hut and have your stuffed crust pizza delivered right away.
Crowd coming into Cleveland Stadium, Cleveland, Ohio. The Packers and the Browns meeting for the final time in this northern Ohio city. Mike Holmgren, his team comes in thanks to a tiebreaker ahead of Chicago after the big win last week at Lambeau Field. Meanwhile, for Bill Belichick, 4-6 this season, 2 behind the Steelers after losing at Pittsburgh on Monday night. Green Bay has won the toss, elected to receive, and Matt Stover will put it in play. Antonio Freeman, Travis Jerby waiting back. It'll be Freeman at the 10. And he's out across the 30, out to the 35. So Freeman, who had big returns last week in the win over Chicago, gives Green Bay good field position. Brett Favre, absolutely remarkable last week. You see him limping just a little bit, still being bothered by the ankle injury suffered 2 weeks ago, but last week you'd never know he was hurt. 5 touchdown passes, 336 yards, did not throw an interception.
And we'll have to watch him because he did go in early for pregame warm-ups to possibly get that ankle retaped, so we'll keep a close eye.
Favre comes out throwing. Dumps it off across the middle. Catch made by Robert Brooks, who is having a huge season. Stopped there by Pepper Johnson. Well, Favre in his 5th season out of Southern Mississippi. Already this season, 4 300-yard passing days. Good pass protecting group. Rutgers, Taylor, Winters, Galbraith, and Dotson the right tackle. Edgar Bennett in line for a 1,000-yard rushing season, joined by Levens in the backfield. Morgan and Brooks the wideouts. Chimura the tight end. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 for the Pack. And out of the I formation, they'll give it to Edgar Bennett. He'll be well shy of the first down, crossing the 40, maybe to the 41. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 3. Penalty flags down on the field.
Sean Adams, 43, came into that pile kind of late. They might have got him for it.
Bernie Kukar, our referee today.
Unnecessary roughness, number 43 on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, but Sean Adams, he's the rookie. He's getting a start today, first time out of the box, starting for Dana Hall at free safety. So, you know, his gears are already turning. In fact, he probably played the first quarter in the hotel as it is.
So an automatic first down. Ball placed at the Cleveland 44. 1st and 10 Packers. Play fake up top, looking for Brooks, and it's slightly overthrown. Covered very well, helping late was Vashon Adams. Antonio Langham will draw the coverage of Brooks today. Cleveland defensively struggling from a season ago. Pleasant and Burnett, the bookend ends. It'll be in the middle, Footman and Goad. The linebackers Caldwell, Johnson, and Carl Banks. And in the secondary, Griffin and Langham, the corners. Moore and Hall, who was originally the starter, replaced by Adams. Of course, Cleveland minus their all-pro safety, Eric Turner. And what a big absence that has been. Fumble. Still scrambling for the football, and it looked like Edgar Bennett, who initially juggled the handoff, was able to cover it up.
You know, that makes me go back to one thing that Mike Holmgren told us yesterday. If we have no turnovers, we will definitely win this game. And coming right out of the box, Edgar Bennett doesn't look like he really ever got the ball. And you talk about lucky. Packers extremely lucky to get that return.
Keith Jackson checks in for Mike Holmgren's team, along with Dorsey Levens in the backfield on a 3rd down and 9. They needs to get to the Cleveland 34. Favre, down he goes, and the ball is intercepted. Inside the 30, all the way down to the 28 is Tim Goad. And it was jarred loose by Anthony Pleasant, applying the pressure on Brett Favre. 22 yards on the return by Goad.
And I look at Favre right now going off the field. He's got a little bit of a limp. But the pressure's going to come from the left side, 98 Pleasant. And the pocket collapses. Watch Pleasant right there. He gets that hand up. And Goad, talk about being in the right place. And once again, let's go back to what Mike Holmgren said. You know, this is a team that's -7 in the giveaway, takeaway, turnover ratio. That's about the bottom of the NFC. He said we need takeaways. We got to avoid the turnovers. Already 1 turnover.
Cleveland in business at the Green Bay 28. Rookie quarterback Eric Zier takes over 1st and 10. And a handoff to Leroy Horde, and not much room. Green Bay shutting down Horde for maybe a gain of 1. Let's go back to the interception a moment ago.
Once again, the pocket collapses. He steps up, but watch Pleasant right there. And that's in the throwing motion. Now, if that ball hits the ground, it'll still remain Green Bay's ball. It's an incomplete pass. But Go just happens to be in the right place at the right time.
Go, the free agent coming over from New England, trying to fill the shoes of Michael Dean Perry here in Cleveland. 2nd down. And this time the turn is Biner. And again, not much running room. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. Offensively for Cleveland, the rookie quarterback Eric Zier making his 4th start this season in place of Vinny Testaverde. Testaverde was having a fine year, and many wonder why he's not still the quarterback. A huge offensive line, 4 free agents. The lone exception is Everett. Biner and Horde in the backfield. Jackson, Andre Rise in the wide receivers. Kinchin is the tight end. 3rd down and 10 for the Browns. Zier steps up and can't connect the intended receiver, Ernest Biner. So this Cleveland offense, Ronnie, did not gain a 1st down in the entire 2nd half last Monday night at Pittsburgh. 3 and out here on its opening possession after the turnover.
And you know, one thing that they did that you have to do against Eric Zier, who is maybe 6 foot, he's more like 5'11", is make him stay in the pocket and throw. I really believe that time he couldn't get a clear vision shot of Biner and made a bad throw as a result of it when he had to step up.
46-yard field goal try by Matt Stobert. Puts a leg into it, plenty of distance, and plenty good. So Stover is hit on 20 of 23. He's been a bright spot for the Browns this season, and Cleveland takes an early 3-0 advantage.
I've got gigabytes, I've got megabytes. I'm voicemailed, I'm emailed, I surf the net, I'm on the web. I am Cyberman. So how come I feel so out of touch?
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Coors Light, the silver bullet, is shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Guys, this year, we're going to win it. Oh, yeah. No one is leaving this room until we figure out how. No one.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers, because nothing holds you over better. Hungry? Why wait?
Face it, no other razor shaves closer, smoother, safer than Gillette Sensor XL, no matter what kind of skin you have.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Drivers want it. By Coors Light, shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies. Coors Light, tap the Rockies. By Pizza Hut, home of stuffed crust pizza. And by Microsoft. Where do you want to go today?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just opening here in Cleveland, Ohio. And well, the Browns fans had something to cheer about early on. Brett Favre intercepted by Tim Goad after the initial pressure was applied in the pocket. And it sets up a Matt Stover 46-yard field goal. Cleveland, an early 3-0 lead. Antonio Freeman from his own 15. And tripped up. Good coverage by the Browns. Out to the 25. It's Sutter on the tackle, and here comes the Green Bay offense.
I think one thing that this team has to worry about is not being a little disarrayed by what's going on with Cleveland and the move and all that. The Browns are going to have to establish a run. Green Bay has had trouble stopping the run as far as their defenses. They're maintaining concentration. It's been hard for them to go through a full game and not worry about the stuff off the field and play football. The Packers, turnovers, we've seen that already. And stifle the run early. Put the pressure on a young Eric Zier to make the ball go downfield through the air.
Edgar Bennett crosses a 30, close to a 4-yard gain, tripped up by Stephon Moore. Edgar Bennett already 677 yards rushing this season, a career high. He needs to average about 54 yards per game over the last 6 weeks to become the Packers' first 1,000-yard rusher since Turdell Middleton in 1978. Favre on a 2nd and 6. Good enough for a first down on the pass to Robert Brooks out to the 38-yard line. So they'll move the chains for Green Bay. Brooks 3 consecutive 100-yard receiving games. And one more and he will set the team record. Originally set by James Lofton and Don Hudson. He has 5 100-yard receiving games this season. Flags come down on the play on the give to Edgar Bennett, who crossed the 40. And we'll wait to hear from Bernie Kukar.
Okay, now they got more flags. Somebody must have done some jaw jacking on the sideline over there.
So they'll move the Packers back the other way. Pepper Johnson, you see him, he likes to talk a great deal. 10th-year player out of Ohio State, and a lot of people think he's out there trash talking, Ronnie, but he is doing everything he can just to inspire this Cleveland team, which, needless to say, very much right now down in the dumps.
Well, Pepper coming from Belichick's regime over with the Giants there, and he's probably the only solid player, I think, in that defense. You got Carl Banks, but Carl's getting up there a little bit, and really one of the only guys that's playing with the kind of energy that Belichick wants and needs is that man right there.
On the field, on the offense, the penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Mike Holmgren got caught a little bit in the substitution situation there. You know, like I was talking about earlier, Tom, the one thing the Packers have to guard against is you come down here, as soon as you get off the plane, the first thing you hear is about the Browns and the move, okay? And you walk into the stadium, the advertising signs all down, and the place really looks scary. And they have to get that out of their mind and remember, hey, this is a team that's going to play football, and we got to show up and play football.
Now they decline the penalty, so 2nd and 7 for Green Bay. Down the middle, wide open. And plenty good enough for a first down is Dorsey Levens, and he's dropped all the way to the Cleveland 39. Well, let's send it to Hollywood for a McDonald's game break and James Brown.
All right, Tom. Giants, flea flicker. Yes, indeed. Starting strong. Thomas Lewis got the safety to bite. Scores his first career touchdown. Giants on top of the Eagles. 7-0 in the first. Back to Tom and Ron.
All right, JB, 3-0 Cleveland. Here in the opening quarter, 9:12 to play. 20-yard gain on the completion, Favre to 11. And back to the ground, and Edgar Bennett, and not much there. He may be picked up 2.
See, Green Bay is a team that uses the pass to set up the run, and that's completely opposite of how most people do it. So, you know, we asked Edgar Bennett last night, do you wish you could run more? He said, I know in this offense I won't run more because it's not set up like that. What I wish I could do is catch more balls. And that's the one thing that Brett Favre has done a great job of this year, is spreading the ball around.
Well, Bennett last season led all NFL running backs, 78 receptions. 2nd down carry to Bennett. Spins away from a couple of tackles, and he appears to have a first down to the Cleveland 28.
They're working on Burnett and even Pleasant on the backside. You remember how fast those guys were coming up the field when they got the sack and the fumble on Favre in the first series. Well, that plays right against their own strength when you run that draw play. You invite them in, and then you suck them in and go right up the middle.
Well, they've asked for a measurement. Needed to get just across the 30, it appeared, and he does indeed have a Green Bay first down.
You know, we wondered if we'd see a lot of blitzing coming from Cleveland to throw off the timing of this West Coast style of offense, because that is the one thing that Brett Favre is doing a great job of as well, and that's timing. Everything he's doing is on rhythm. And I think in the last couple of years, he hasn't quite had that down. He was almost there, but now he's got the rhythm. And they need to do something on defense, whether it's disguise or coverage or blitz people, to disrupt that rhythm.
4 receivers set for the Packers. Play fake, and to the end zone. And Robert Brooks appeared to have made the reception, but they say no. Broken up by Antonio Langham.
Talking about the rhythm and the timing. Great throw by Favre. Brooks looks to have control of the ball. We'll see from this angle, but watch Langham coming from the right. There he is right there. See, Brooks does not get a chance to get both feet down and demonstrate possession. And that's the difference between an incomplete pass and a touchdown.
And
that's
he
a great
was
play.
open.
And he was open. and it was a great throw, and everybody was where they're supposed to be, but a great play also by Antonio Langham, the corner.
2nd and 10, and again, Favre to throw. Escapes trouble for the time being, but more on the way, and Favre dropped behind the line of scrimmage by Dan Footman. And we brought up the mobility, or perhaps lack thereof. Brett Favre and his left ankle, badly injured 2 weeks ago in Minnesota.
Footman moved down inside. He's number 78. He moved down inside in training camp, played on the outside last year. But I think that's just a good job by the coverage downfield for the Browns. Favre has no place to go with the ball. The rush wasn't on him right away. He just had to get out of the pocket.
Loss of 2, 3rd and 12. Short drop. Catch made. And will it be good enough for the first down to Anthony Morgan?
It depends on where they mark it. See if they get a good mark.
Well, Morgan over there lobbying a bit.
Right here. That's Morgan working on Thomas. And he swims him. You see that swim move? Just enough to give him separation inside.
It is good enough for a first down. So Green Bay on the move after an early turnover. Favre intercepted. Tim Goad returning, setting up for a Matt Stover field goal. But now 1st and 10 Packers at the Cleveland 19. Quick handoff, and Edgar Bennett carries down to the 12. Stop made by Louis Riddick, 4th-year pro out of Pitt.
Well, we talked about the Packers on defense having their problems against the rush. Well, guess what? The Cleveland Browns, 22nd in the NFL versus the rush, giving up an average of 121 yards per game, 4.2 a carry. That is way too much. You've got serious problems if you're giving up 4.2 a carry. And Tom, I got to go back and think about Michael Dean Perry. I think they miss him. And the big safety man inside, Eric Turner. He's out with an injury.
2nd and 4. And Bennett will be stopped shy of the first down. Needed to get to the 9, so it'll bring up 3rd down for the Packers. Wait, you know, you bring up the Cleveland defense, and Ronnie, this group, absolutely sensational a season ago. Allowed a franchise low 204 points. But in 9 home games, the Cleveland defense allowed 8 touchdowns all year.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're talking about, that kind of thing. And, you know, nobody wants to use free agency as an excuse. And you think, well, I can replace this guy and I can draft this guy and all that. But it doesn't work out, and those numbers show that. You get hurt by it.
3rd and 2. Favre throws incomplete. Flags rain down from the end zone. And this could be interference against Cleveland. Holding against the Browns. That'll be a first down for Green Bay, and they'll be inside the Cleveland 10.
Holding, number 90 on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That's Rob Burnett, number 90. Let's check it out, see what happened. He'll be on the left right there. See, he grabs just as Keith is getting out over the middle. And really a stupid play because he had Pepper Johnson running step for step with Keith Jackson in the middle. Those are the kind of penalties that kill you.
First and goal, Packers at the Cleveland 6. Barr just throws it off and caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Dorsey Levens.
Brett Favre made that play. That touchdown belongs to Brett Favre. The way he avoided right there at the last minute and got that throw off on the bootleg was great. But then you look at the way Mike Holmgren's talking to him. He's going to come out right in your face here, and Burnett's got him. And there's Dixon. Now that's a guy that's got a hurt ankle, making a move like that. And a good second effort, good way to put your head down by Levens and getting the touchdown.
And the Brett Favre legend continues to grow in Green Bay. Extra point is good by Chris Jackie. So after the turnover, Cleveland field goal by Matt Stover, but the Packers drive down the field, and Brett Favre has put his team in front.
More than denim in every pair of Levi's jeans.
There are two kinds of people in the world. Those who say they'll get around to it, and those who actually do. To those who've discovered there's greater satisfaction in putting things up than in putting them off, we present VersaPack from Black & Decker, a rechargeable battery system that powers an entirely new line of cordless tools. From now on, it's how things get done.
I just moved in this city, right? And I need a really flexible car. So I leased a Volkswagen Golf, $199 a month. It's great. I sell cappuccino machines. Sometimes I need to move big things, sometimes I have to move little things, but I always have to move. It's got dual airbags, daytime running lights, and everything fits into it. And it fits into everything. Hey! I have got to cut back on the caffeine.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Before you catch the money train, check out the movie that made Wesley and Woody Hollywood's hottest team.
Bring it on, bad boy!
White Men Can't Jump, Thanksgiving night.
You know, great athletes make great plays, and this is why you got to have one in your quarterback position. Now, in the bootleg, the way it's drawn up, Favre's got to beat one guy, and that's what he does. And this is just a great effort by Dorsey Levens of punching that ball in there and scooping it up off the turf. He made a pretty good shortstop, huh?
Well, Levens has been a very good find for the Green Bay Packers. More on him later. Hendrick set to kick it off. Ernest Hunter, 23. Ernest Biner, 21. Way back. As you look at the Green Bay drive. Hunter from his own 7. Takes a lick. Stays on his feet. Wow. Tries to lean out to the 30. Flags down on the field. Matt LaBounty made the initial hit on Hunter. LaBounty, of course, got the start last week in place of Reggie White. And Cleveland guilty of holding.
Well, that's one thing that Bill Belichick talked to us about, is that we got to stop the penalties.
Holding, number 54, on the return team, on the run back. It's a 10-yard penalty, first down.
And now take a look at what happens as we look at Bill Belichick there. You know, that pushes you back, and now you've got to take a struggling offense and go that much farther.
I am the picture of health. I'm low-cal and high-fiber. I'm homogenized and pasteurized.
I'm fat-free.
So how come I still feel like...
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Taco Bell presents the Crunch Zone.
K.O., man! K.O.!
Who delivered the crunch of the week? Was it Chris Schelling, George Kuntz, or Alfred Williams? Find out right after this.
The BLT. It's an American classic. But how can you make it more interesting? Well, you can make it exotic. You can make it friendly. You can even make it finger food. But if you're Taco Bell, you make it a taco. Introducing the BLT Soft Taco and 2 other classic bacon tastes loaded with bacon. The Bacon Cheeseburger Burrito and the Chicken Club Burrito. The Taco Bell Sizzlin' Bacon menu starting at 99 cents. But hurry, unlike most classics, they won't be around for long.
Last week in Big D, Alfred Williams landed the big blow. Williams whacked Wade Wilson as the Niners crushed the Cowboys. Alfred Williams, a terror in the Taco Bell Crunch Zone.
Tonight, Mom? Homer meets his long-lost mother.
You'll always be a part of me.
Glenn Close guest stars on an all-new Simpsons tonight.
Reggie White. First back on the 5th against Minnesota. In the 4th quarter, collision with Sean Jones. Tore ligaments in his knee. A heroic effort last week in the win over Chicago. And back in there today. Eric Zier on a 1st and 10. Throws to the near side to Michael Jackson. Terrific open field tackle made by George Kuntz. Defensively for Green Bay, Gilbert Brown starting in place of the rookie Darius Holland. Jones and White in the end. Jurkovic joining Brown. Linebackers Kuntz, Strickland, and Wayne Simmons trying to fill the shoes of Bryce Paup. Doug Evans, the rookie Craig Newsome, the cornerbacks, Teague and Butler, the safeties. Andre Rison in motion on a 2nd and 9 to give us to Lorenzo White. And he's out to the 21. White has been used very little since signing as a free agent from Houston during the offseason.
And now comes up the situation for the Browns where they have been absolutely horrendous, is moving the chains on 3rd down. You know, you got a rookie quarterback in there, and he's got so much to think about and worry about. When we look down there, somebody is being attended to for the Packers. Fred Strickland.
Strickland coming off a big game against Chicago when he had 8 tackles. And so the Green Bay medical staff out to take a look at Strickland. We'll take a break. 3rd down for Cleveland when we return.
Amanda. What? True or false? Botticelli painted the birth of Venus.
The lady in the clamshell painting, right?
Ooh, that is so cool. I'd go out with him if he were alive.
If he were alive, he wouldn't go out with you.
Look at this. Come here.
Oh my. What's this cool?
Dividing bacteria.
Cambodia
and varied chemical composition. Some plants are actually carnivorous. Did you just see that? Go away! Wait a minute. What if that's your older brother?
Who knows?
Kevin?
Okay, new rules. Individuals are no longer more important than the team.
You want a piece of that championship? Put it in here. Nobody can do it alone, but together we can do it.
Sports magazines include more team photos. More game balls go to linemen. We all play more as a team. We pat someone on the butt when they fail and celebrate like madmen when they succeed. Starter, it's about team.
When they were small, we had a little sports car.
And then they got bigger, so we had to get a 4-door.
So we leased a new Volkswagen Jetta, $219 a month. Nice, huh? German-engineered front-wheel drive Jetta comes with rack and pinion steering, daytime running lights, dual airbags. It's a great driving car.
It's got a big back seat.
And a huge trunk.
Weimaraners come from Germany.
Maybe that's why they like driving so much.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Al's got a nude photo of Shannon Tweed, and she'll do anything to get it back.
If you weren't married.
Oh, I'm not married. Married with Children, a brand new episode tonight on Fox.
Back in Cleveland, Ohio. 7-3, Green Bay leading. Browns from their own 21 facing a 3rd down and 5. Zayers, short drop throws. What a collision out at the 23-yard line. Up to make the tackle, Lenny McGill, and denied is Cleveland for the first down. So you want to be a wide receiver. You might want to think again. You remember those days, don't you?
Yeah, those are the kind of hits you pray for right there. When a guy's got his back turned to you, you can get a running start and break his face mask for him.
Ernest Biner making that reception, couldn't go anywhere, so Cleveland 2 yards short of a first down, having to punt. Tom Tupa. Very high kick. And it's Freeman, dropped immediately at the 31-yard line by Tim Jacobs. Thursday, start off your Thanksgiving when Garth Brooks makes a special appearance on America's #1 pregame show, followed by a crucial NFC Central matchup, the Vikings and the Lions. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. 7-3, Green Bay in front of Cleveland here in the opening quarter with 2:53 left. Edgar Bennett off to a very good start rushing the football here today. He's out close to the 40, a gain of nearly 7.
Well, if you ever need a good movie to rent, you don't have to go to a video store. Go to Edgar Bennett, because that's his hobby. He collects all the different movies and everything. So,
yeah, Bennett, a collection of better than 300 in his home. I'm sure a neighborhood favorite is Edgar Bennett. Very good crowd here at Cleveland Stadium today. They sold in excess of 70,000 tickets. Weren't sure how many would show up. Favre on a 2nd and 4 sets up the screen to Bennett. And it's good enough for a first down out to the 45. Gerald Dixon making the tackle, and that play unquestionably, Rod, the best in the Packer arsenal.
Yeah, right. For the Packers right now, they run the screen play better than any team in the NFL. And that's a little bit of that Bill Walsh stuff coming from San Francisco that you see in Mike Holmgren right now. And the thing that they do that makes it so good is that they get blocks on the perimeter with their offensive linemen. Those guys, how many times have you seen a screen and lineman go out there and miss a guy? Every single time. Mike says, I'll embarrass them in practice if they don't get blocks. They get blocks and it shows. It moves the chain.
Here comes the reverse. Nope, they fake it. Edgar Bennett cuts it to the outside, crosses midfield into Cleveland territory to the 49, where he's tripped up by Stevan Moore. Already 10 rushes, 40 yards for Edgar Bennett.
See, that's a great play to come back with, because you heard everybody talking about reverse. Well, they all forgot about the fact that Bennett could hold on to the football and still run it. Then he got some great blocks on the outside. This is the kind of situation that the Browns defense, they have been in a lot, and they need to get out of. They don't know what to expect next from the offense. Is it run? Is it pass? Is it reverse? Is it screen? It's called being put in the mix.
2nd and 3, Bennett again. Tries to cut it back to the inside, short of the first down. Coming up to make the tackles, Don Griffin. Well, while we have a moment, let's go downstairs. Joining us today, Pam Oliver. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Tom. Well, the Packers middle linebacker, Fred Strickland, has suffered a strained left knee. He will not return. That, of course, does not bode well for the Packers' struggling defense against the runs. Back to you guys.
Nice to have Pam with us here today.
Sure is, and she's absolutely right. That does not bode well. And I know everybody's tired of hearing it, but another thing that doesn't bode well for your struggling run defense is the fact that a guy named Bryce Pop isn't there anymore and doing quite well in Buffalo.
Very well, thank you. Favre asking for a timeout. Well, we saw Bryce Pop and the Buffalo Bills roll over Atlanta last week to head into first place in the AFC East. So Favre and the Packers facing a 3rd and 4. What a win that was last week, Ronnie, getting back to Brett Favre and the Packers over the Chicago Bears. A wild game, 35-28. I think that Vince Lombardi and George Halas may have been turning in their graves for the lack of defense in that game.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny, you talk to Mike Holmgren in the meetings that we have on Saturday night, and when you ask him about Brett Favre, he smiles now. He doesn't duck his head and go, and take that big breath. It's all good now, and it's good because finally Brett has gotten a hold of the offense, and it's all about the rhythm and timing of it.
Well, they seemed like the perfect family, but beneath the lies, beneath the secrets, lies the shocking truth. Hallmark Entertainment and Fox present a world premiere motion picture. Susan Day and Sam Elliott star in Blue River on the Fox Tuesday night movie.
Take a look at Reggie there, and you know, here's a man that's got a torn ligament in his knee, and what he did to Big Cat Williams is just should be X-rated. I mean, they should show that in some parts of the country to certain people under a certain age.
On a 3rd and 4, final play of the first quarter. Favre steps up, throws across the middle. The reception made by Keith Jackson. Jackson, his 5th catch of the season last week against Chicago, made 3 receptions, 2 of them for first downs. His first reception here gives the Packers a first down, a 23-yard gain. Packers lead at the end of the first quarter.
No trendy health club. No $60 shorts. No bull. Speed Stick's no-nonsense formula gives you 110% protection. Like you, it never quits.
Can a McDonald's McChicken sandwich take you by surprise? Can it help you win friends and influence people? Yes, with McDonald's 2 for $2. 2 tender McChicken sandwiches or 2 6-piece chicken McNuggets for just $2.
Making ideas a reality. It's how you ended up with your own business in the first place. And it's why Hewlett-Packard has introduced the fast, reliable, affordable HP LaserJet 5L and the colorful HP DeskJet 850 series with a real-life imaging system. Dependable, professional Hewlett-Packard printers. Printers that work almost as hard as you do. HP printers. Just what you had in mind.
Should a man be judged by what he wears? Are you really any less of a man because you don't wear the right shirt or pants? Should you have to wear a shirt or pants at all? Ask yourself, hasn't our society advanced to the point where a man can feel comfortable in a dress? Probably not. Always appropriate 100% cotton pants that are soft and wrinkle-free. Hager, stuff you can wear.
Well, we're back in Cleveland, Ohio, alongside Ron Pitts. I'm Tom Brenneman with our entire Fox crew. And, well, we may be smiling here in the booth, but certainly not many smiles these days right now in Cleveland, Ryan.
Yeah, you know, and today what they were going to do is have the protest march, and they would come in 15 minutes after the kickoff. And as you can see, the people outside, that's part of that march. But, you know, when you really know things are going bad in Cleveland, when the mascot decides to hand his head in. Now, last week, he resigned. He said, I've had enough. That's when you know that things are pretty much going downhill for you.
And that certainly is the case. Art Modell, well, breaking many Clevelanders' hearts. The Browns will be moving at the end of this season and moving to Baltimore. It's been a very rough situation for a city that has so wonderfully supported its team over these many years in Cleveland. 1st and 10, the pitch to Edgar Bennett. And he's down to the 25 on a 1st and 10 carry. Tripped up by Pepper Johnson.
Edgar Bennett, the ball carrier. Tripped up by Pepper
Johnson. Some of the numbers from the first quarter, and the Cleveland offense continues to really struggle.
Yeah, and the problem here, as we look at the Packers offense doing quite well, is that the possession. And that's what Bill Belichick said yesterday. We got to hold on to the ball. We got to move the ball downfield. And they haven't done that. They haven't done it in the past, and they haven't done it in this last quarter.
2nd and 7 across the middle to Levens, who had a touchdown earlier in the game, and he has another Green Bay first down to the Cleveland 16. Dixon and Caldwell converge on the tackle.
See, just appreciate the mix now that Mike Holmgren has this team on. You know, it's a run here, It's a reverse here. And now when the throwing starts, we've seen both tight ends involved. We've seen 2 wide receivers involved. We've seen both backs involved. I mean, that is what this West Coast style of offense has to do. That's what you saw in San Francisco with Taylor and Rice and Craig and all the guys, Jones. You got to use your weapons, and the Packers are starting to use their weapons.
First and 10 at the Cleveland 17, and they set up the screen, but read beautifully as Jackson makes a reception. But Mike Caldwell and Gerald Dixon are able to come over and make the stop on Jackson.
Gerald Dixon and Packer Johnson. No gain on the play.
You know, now here's the screen, and I want you to watch these 2 guys right here, because they're going to influence the rush, and that's the whole deal, and that's why it works so good once you've had the run or the pass going. And you get these guys used to coming upfield, and nobody sees these guys out here. But more importantly, that right there. Those guys have to get blocked. If they get whipped, it doesn't do anybody any good. They got to put people on their back.
Second and 10, dropped off to Brooks, and he's inside the 10 to the Cleveland 7. That's where he needed to get for a first down. Pepper Johnson took him down, but is it good enough for another Green Bay first down?
And I go back once again to Michael Dean Perry. I don't see the rush anymore in this Cleveland Brown team. It's just not there. And you say, well, one guy leaving doesn't hurt it. Well, yeah, it does, because when Michael Dean left, that means they had to take Dan Footman from an outside guy and put him down inside. Okay, and now Rob Burnett has been getting a lot of double teams.
Third in the yard. Hour of football. First down, Dorsey Levens inside the 5 to the Cleveland 3.
Dorsey Levens, the ball
Boy, this
carrier.
Packer offense not known as having much of a running game, but they're doing plenty of that here today on Cleveland.
Yeah, and the reason they're doing it, watch this. Watch the low men. All the green shirts. Look at the push that time by Aaron Taylor, 73. He's still pushing on his man. And that's exactly where Dorsey Levens runs.
First down and goal to go, Green Bay at the
13
Cleveland
carries, 48 yards for the Packer rushing attack. First and goal. Walked it into the end zone. Touchdown, Chimera. No penalty flags on the field. Well, Brett Favre, who had 5 touchdown passes in the win last week, 2 already today.
Watch Mark Chimera. He's right there. He's going to come down and block and then release out. That's the problem, because when a linebacker sees him block, he's thinking run. Louis Riddick, the safety, he saw him block, he thought it was run, and he's wrong.
Chris Jackie on to try and give his team a 14-3 lead. And he does. So 14 unanswered points by Green Bay after Cleveland took an early 3-0 lead.
Tonight, the residents of Covington Point will consume 542,000 watt-hours of energy, all generously supplied by a highly efficient new power plant. The incredibly smooth 260 horsepower 1996 LS400. Unthinkable, except by Lexus.
They created their microprocessor in 1971, and the faster their chips have performed, the faster their company has grown. Today, the Intel design is the brains behind 2/3 of the world's PCs. By the 21st century, Intel expects their chip to execute 2 billion instructions in 1 second. Where do you find such fast-thinking companies? Actually, there's a list of them printed every day. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
Whatever you have to do to get to Subway, do it! Because right now you can get an Ace Ventura meal deal. It features a hot 6-inch Subway melt sub loaded with delicious turkey, succulent ham, and crisp bacon topped with melted cheese, plus fresh fixins. You also get an Ace Ventura collector's cup and valuable coupons.
Hey, you took our pockets back.
Subway, what a sandwich.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Lexus Luxury Automobiles, the result of a relentless pursuit of perfection. By Snickers, hungry? Why wait? By the Braun Flex Integral for Braun's closest shave yet. And by Aptiva, the home computer from IBM. Welcome to the future.
What's happening in downtown Cleveland? The Great Lakes Science Center, located right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, will open later this year. What's not happening is the Cleveland offense trailing Green Bay 14-3. Hendricks spins it away. Ernest Hunter from the goal line. And he only brings it out to the 15. Tripped up by Travis Jervey.
You know, the thing, going back to that touchdown, the thing that made it work, watch the play action. Watch both backs take off in this direction. And if you're Cleveland, you got to be thinking it's a run. And Louis Riddick, number 42, who had the coverage right there, he actually takes a couple steps down. Watch him right here, Louis Riddick. He's going to run down the line toward the play. See that? See those 3 steps right there? That's all Tremor needed to get enough room to make the catch.
So now the Cleveland offense, which has struggled in a supreme way the last few weeks. See the second half against the Steelers, 10 yards in the second half without a first down. Tommy Vardell checking into the game. Has only been active 3 games this season after a season-ending knee injury last year.
See, this is the beginning of the problems now for Cleveland. When they get down to the run and they get stifled like that, pretty soon they got to go to the air. And that's when the pressure gets on a rookie like Zaire. As good as he is, as positive as he's been in some areas, that's where the pressure starts.
Zaire to throw on a 2nd and 8. Looking downtown for Jackson, and it's broken up. George Teague coming over to get a hand in front of the intended receiver, Jackson. Well, the Cleveland offense, their woes cannot be better illustrated than this.
Yeah, and you know, you talk about all this stuff here, and you see that, and that looks good, but here's the bottom line of when you don't move the ball down the field.
And Bill Belichick looking for answers. He believes his team is not quite dead in the water this season and contending for the Central Division Championship. And a play blown dead as Green Bay called for a timeout just before what would have been a 3rd and 8. So we'll take a break and be right back to Cleveland.
Guys, this year, we're going to win it. No one is leaving this room until we figure out how. No one.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers, because nothing holds you over better. Hungry? Why wait?
The human face. Difficult terrain. Perfect for Braun's new 3-stage shaving system. One foil removes short hairs. An integrated cutter, longer hairs. The second foil completes the job. For Braun's closest shave yet.
The most affordable Lexus now comes with a moonroof. 6-disc CD auto changer. Leather-trimmed seats. And chrome wheels worthy of a Lexus. And with a savings of up to $2,000, you'll laugh all the way to the bank. The ES 300 Luxury Value Package. Available while they last at your Lexus dealer.
Martin loses his talk show to Charles Barkley.
Welcome to Word on the Street, starring me.
On an all-new Martin, tonight.
14-3 Green Bay. Well, the city and the mayor here in Cleveland, Mike White, filing a lawsuit trying to keep the name Browns claiming it belongs to the city and the fans. Art Modell apparently has every intention of not only moving to Baltimore, but calling the team the Baltimore Browns. 3rd and 8 for Cleveland. Dyer, good protection, steps up, throws incomplete. The intended receiver, Michael Jackson, blanket coverage again by Lenny McGill. 3 and out again for Cleveland.
Coverage by Lenny McGill.
Well, it's time for our Aflac trivia question. Since 1960, who is the only Packer to lead the NFL in touchdown passes? Give you a moment or two to think about that. On to for the punt, Antonio Freeman stands at his own 40. Short kick. Freeman from the 42. Slips a couple of tackles. Crosses midfield to the Cleveland 49. Frank Stams able to make the stop after a 39-yard punt from Tupa. Green Bay gets the ball leading 14-3.
If you were to take every honor, every award, everything positive that's been said about the Toyota Camry and laid them end to end, you'd probably ask yourself, why did I do that? With option package savings, why not lease one for $249 a month, 0 down, and come up with a few accolades of your own? The 1996 Camry, the gold standard from Toyota.
Have you had your break today? Yeah, yeah.
Back at Cleveland Stadium, 14-3 Green Bay, and after an early interception on a tip ball off the hands of Brett Favre, this Packer offense has been terrific.
Yeah, and they've been terrific once again because Brett Favre has the key to it, which is rhythm, throwing on time. And another thing is they're spreading it around. The Browns don't know who is going to get the ball next. They don't know who to put a double cover on or who to have somebody lock on.
1st and 10. Bennett has been a busy man picking up big yardage today. He's to the Cleveland 44.
Tackle by Carl Banks.
Yeah, there's a look at it right there. 6 to the wide receivers, 4 to the tight ends, 4 to the running backs. Boy, I mean, that you can't ask for anything better than that just after a quarter and a half of play. I got to believe Mike Holmgren is very happy with that spread around.
Well, you brought up earlier, Holmgren told us yesterday if his team did not turn the ball over, he guaranteed a win.
He sure did.
Packers have turned it over, but not many mistakes since then. Favre escapes trouble, able to drop it off to William Henderson, and the rookie out of North Carolina is close to yet another Packer first down to the Cleveland 40.
Henderson's a guy out for all 4 preseason games with torn cartilage in the knee. And really, the staff really didn't know what they would get from him when it came down to the regular season. But what they got is a guy that can catch out of the backfield, but they also got a great blocker. I mean, he will run you over and then laugh about it.
3rd down and 1 yard.
Well, a yard short on the reception was Henderson, so 3rd and 1. Come right at you, first down for Dorsey Levens.
Dorsey Levens, the ball
For the second time on a 3rd and 1 that Cleveland cannot stop the Packers, and they'll move the chains. 14-3 Green Bay, 8:45 to go until halftime.
First down and 10 for the Packers from the 37.
Favre in trouble, throws it away. Pepper Johnson, the first man to greet Brett Favre. Theo's Sagapulatelli also in on the Heat. Well, our Aflac trivia question answer, Lynn Dickey, who threw for 32 touchdowns to lead the NFL in 1983. And that was his favorite target, James Lofton.
Just think that was just the beginning back there of his career in a sense. When he went to Buffalo, he really turned it up a notch.
Four receivers on a 2nd and 10, and they run it to Edgar Bennett. Picked up close to 5, so it'll bring up another 3rd down for the Green Bay offense. Caldwell and Footman on the stop.
I think the Browns have to get back to what they just did 2 plays ago. They brought the blitz. They brought Pepper Johnson inside with Dixon. And that's what they have to do, because we talked about how well Brett Favre is working with rhythm and timing. And you got to throw that timing off somehow. I would expect to see more of that as the game goes on.
3rd down and 6. Juggling catch and diving, trying to get the first down is a rookie, Antonio Freeman.
Hey, great effort.
And a defense on the spot.
He's actually hit well short of the first down, but then he lunges forward, extends the ball, and he might have picked it up just off that 2nd effort.
Well, you brought up the name Antonio Freeman to Mike Holmgren last night, and Holmgren thinks that not only is Freeman already a very good return man, but believes he will be a terrific wide receiver down the road.
Well, the thing he said about Antonio Freeman was the guy has no fear, and he's short, but that's still a great effort. Now a big decision for Mike Holmgren.
Well, they've twice made it on 3rd and 1. And on 4th and 1, here come the big bodies. The Packers are going to go. Three tight ends check in, along with the blocking back William Henderson. On 4th and less than a yard. And it is a Packer first down.
George C. Lemons, the ball carrier.
Well, while we have a moment, let's send it back to Hollywood. James Brown for a McDonald's game break.
Well, I tell you what, Atlanta loves the combination, Jeff George and Terrence Mathis. This is the 2nd hookup of the day for these guys, capping a 91-yard drive. Atlanta fighting for the top spot in the West, leading at 14-0. Back to you.
Yeah, JB, Atlanta's for real. You know, they went up there and lost a tough one to Buffalo, but they played well in a hostile environment. And I think the Rams realize that.
There's a 3-way tie atop the NFC West. Atlanta, St. Louis, and the 49ers. Edgar Bennett skips his way inside the 25, pushed out of bounds at the 23 against Pepper Johnson. And Johnson, the man making all the plays defensively right now for Cleveland.
Yeah, he is, and you're right. You see one guy that's really all over the field. Like I think that Banks has kind of lost a step and so on and so forth. And on the other side, they just don't have the people they've had there in the past. And they may be as Don Griffin comes hobbling out now. This may be somewhat of a, I'll say it is a rebuilding stage defensively for the Cleveland Browns, no doubt about it.
Tim Jacobs comes in to replace the injured Griffin. And a timeout called by Favre and the Packers. Their final timeout of the half, 5:53 to play. It's been all Green Bay.
We're very fortunate to have such a wonderful family.
After his operation, his body was like twice the normal size. He was on this respirator for 3 weeks. It was kind of lonely around here.
I got Aflac through our company. The owner of the company felt that we should have it. It turned out fabulous.
Aflac covers the unexpected costs of getting better so you can get on with life.
Everything worked out wonderful.
I'm Aptiva from IBM.
Welcome to the future.
Have you heard what Jim's driving?
What's he got now?
You can see this thing. What an incredible machine. Sleek, aerodynamic. Fast? Oh yeah, that baby really moves.
So what kind of engine does he have in that thing anyway?
Nuclear reactor.
You'd be amazed at what teenagers are driving these days.
Right full rudder, steady course 355, helm on.
For more information, call 1-800-USA-NAVY.
You never know who will be dropping by.
God, Steve Young.
On a brand new Thanksgiving episode of 90210, Wednesday.
14-3 Green Bay. Packers with the football deep in Cleveland territory. Problems continue to mount for Bill Belichick and the Browns.
Yeah, they do. And just then, Don Griffin, the corner, comes out. But, you know, it's not just on the field problems. It's hard to get away from the off the field problems, too, with the move and everything.
Second down and 8. Far from the end zone. And overthrows Anthony Morgan.
Very smart. What did they do? They went right after the fresh meat that just came in. Tim Jacobs lines up at that corner position, so they're going to check him out. Favre there hobbling just a little bit on that ankle now. Let's check out the rush. Here's Anthony Pleasant working on Ken Rutgers, and Ken Rutgers is not going to give up. But it looks like he got his foot stepped on just as he released the ball.
Well, that's what happened when he originally injured the ankle against Minnesota. Stepped on by his own man, Aaron Taylor, the left guard. Favre had to leave that game in a heartbreaking defeat for Favre and the Packers, but he returned to lead them to victory over the Bears last weekend. Third down reception, good enough for a first down to Robert Brooks. And Brett Favre, the #1 passer in all the NFL on third down, where he has hit nearly 62% of his passes.
Right up top here, the one-on-one situations. Look at the room. You know, you're not going to give a guy like Brooks that much room. And then Langham turns to get deep, but he still comes back and is there when the ball gets there. Langham's trying to play this game with 2 dislocated thumbs. So it's going to be hard for him to get a bump and run on the line of scrimmage.
First and 10 at the 14, wide open and a touchdown, Anthony Morgan. No penalty flags on the play.
Yeah, Tim Jacobs, the corner, he slipped down. Morgan went to the corner on him.
Well, right now, Ronnie, this is no contest. The Green Bay offense against the Cleveland defense.
I want you to watch the matchup here and watch Tim Jacobs. Watch the way he slips right there. Boy, you think they don't know when some new meat comes in?
That's the idea.
They try to slice them and dice them up real fast.
5:04 to play until halftime. Cleveland got a Matt Stover field goal early in the first quarter after an interception. But now 21 unanswered points by Green Bay, and the Packers have been most impressive offensively here today. A 21-3 advantage.
You know, you talk about Tim Jacobs there as we look at Brett Favre. Now, he is a veteran. He's been around for 3 years. You know, it's not like he's a rookie or anything like that. And if Don Griffin's out there, I don't think they're going to get that touchdown as easy. And when you got a guy like Brett Favre, you know, he's got the hurt ankle and all that, but this offense works for him because he's got to get rid of everything fast. So you don't have to leave him back there. He doesn't have to worry about scrambling around and taking as many hits. The ball is out of there fast, and with the way his ankle is, that's in his favor. And when you sit on the phone with that smile on your face, you know things are going good, because usually that's a frown.
Well, the way this Cleveland Browns offense has been going, you wonder, Ron, if they can find a way to get things in gear and mount some kind of charge to climb back into this game. Hedrick boots it away. Ernest Hunter from his own 5. Big seam, and he crosses the 30. Out to the 31. And the stop made by Marcus Wilson.
First down, Browns at their own
Well, we'd like to remind you that coming up tonight on Fox, as always, another big edition that you will not, by any circumstances, want to miss. Space Above and Beyond, our Sunday night movie. First down. And a big hole for Leroy Horde. He's out across the 40 to the 42, and that could be the first down for the Cleveland Browns today, and it is.
Yeah, and there's Don Griffin. He's taken off. But that's the run game that they got to get into. They have the ability to run the ball. They got people up front that can move you. But it's been a run, then it's something bad. They've never been able to stay in it.
Cleveland did not have a first down in the entire second half against Pittsburgh. And here's another big hole. Leroy Horde banged out of bounds at midfield by Wayne Simmons. So Horde, a Pro Bowler a season ago, who rushed for almost 900 yards, made 45 receptions, but only 400 yards rushing this year.
The big deal right here, I want you to watch the combination block between Orlando Brown and Brian Kitchen on Reggie White. Now that's Orlando Brown on Reggie White, and that enables Horde to dump it outside just fast enough to get a few yards. But like we said, they got to control Reggie, because Reggie is just not a force in the pass. He's also a force in the run.
Another measure for the first down, maybe an inch short.
Here it is, one-on-one, Orlando Brown. We asked Reggie, what do you know about Orlando? He said he's big. And we can barely see Reggie behind there. But those are the kind of things, those are the kind of plays they have to make. They got to slow down Reggie, keep him out of the backfield, and give people a chance to get some running things going outside and inside.
I should say Orlando Brown is big, 6'7", 340 pounds. He was a premature baby, 3 pounds and 2 ounces.
Yeah, okay.
Zaire, a play fake, going for the goods on second down. Risen is open, and he overshot it.
This is the difference between a veteran quarterback and a rookie quarterback. He had Andre Rison so wide open on the play fake, it was unbelievable. I mean, this is what you set up the run for. Rison, right now, coming in motion. I want you to watch. There he is. I want you to watch how open he is after the play action. Bam, there's a play action. Look at him. All he's got to do is relax and make the throw. Rison is going to walk in for an easy touchdown.
Now Vinny Testaverde continues to stand, watch, and perhaps wait as Zaire dives ahead for a first down. Testaverde, the third-rated passer in the ASC. 10 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. He led the team to the playoffs, 12 wins, including a first-round win over New England, only to lose the following week against Pittsburgh. And here this season, really after 2 bad games, Testaverde is benched by Bill Belichick.
And we asked Bill, he said, if things get rough and that man doesn't perform like you want, are you going to make a change? And he said, I'll do whatever I have to do to get points on the board. So I guess that means yes.
And he's not said that in recent weeks.
Oh, no.
Leroy Horde close to another Cleveland first down.
But the difference, though, Tom, is not him right now. It's Leroy Horde in the run. But you know, here's a comparison. And naturally, the yards are going to be different. But, I mean, you talk about points. You know, the guy had the board lit up.
Second down. Play fake to Horde. And they drop it off to the tight end Frank Hartley. And he has another Cleveland first down to the Green Bay 33.
Yeah, very nice now by Steve Crosby, the offensive coordinator for the Browns. They're working off the run. They got the run going a little bit. That's 2 pass plays in a row we've seen off of that run action. And for the first time in a long time, they have got the other team going backwards. They've got a defense on their heels.
First down, and flags come down on the field. Leroy Horde maybe gained a yard, stopped by Sean Jones. 21-3 Green Bay leading with 2:09 to play until halftime. And offsides against the Packers.
They might have got Brown or Durkovich down inside.
Offside. Number 92 on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's Reggie White.
Reggie right there. Well, I didn't see anything unless he lined up in the neutral zone.
Well, it brings us down to the 2-minute warning. First half thus far that has been dominated by Green Bay. Packers in front 21-3, but Zier and the Browns on the move.
Face it, no other razor shaves closer, smoother, safer than Gillette Sensor XL, no matter what kind of skin you have.
Finding out Little Caesars' new stuffed crust pizza is a better deal at only $7.99 results in a kind of wacky happiness. A large cheese and pepperoni stuffed crust pizza at Little Caesars for just $7.99.
Pizza, pizza.
No one can save you now.
Hey, bet we could.
Fools, we will defeat you and take your Miller Lite. Not if we choose the weapon. Paper football, very clever. You kick off.
It's good. We are saved.
When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. You are worthy opponents. Let us celebrate. I know a good sports bar around the corner. Life is good.
Tired of putting yourself in an awkward position every time you sand? Then try the heavy-duty Detail Sander 2000 from Ryobi. Its unique arrowhead design gets into and under tight spots quickly and easily, eliminating those tedious and painful tasks like finger sanding. The 2-speed Detail Sander 2000 and the original Detail Sander from Ryobi. 2 sanders designed to get into tight spots, so you don't have to.
21-3 Green Bay. Let's check in with Pam Oliver.
Well, Tom, Brown's right cornerback, Don Griffin, was taken off on a golf cart. He'd been kicked in the shin. I noticed the trainers trying to tape it, but to no avail. Again, he's been taken into the locker room. They're going to do some x-rays. His return is questionable. Back to you.
First and 5 for Cleveland at the Green Bay 29. Zier to throw, steps away from trouble, drops it off out of the backfield to Lorenzo White. And he is close to a first down, needed to get to the 24. The clock continues to roll at the minute 48.
This is one area, too, that the Packers have had a lot of trouble. They're last in the NFC in the red area. In other words, of stopping the touchdown. They're giving up 63% touchdown in this area.
Second down of the yard. And Lorenzo White will pick up the first down on the carry. So Cleveland has called a timeout. 1:22 to play until halftime. Green Bay leading 21-3.
I've always wanted to do this. With NFL Sunday Ticket on DirecTV, you get up to 13 regular season games live every Sunday. So if Washington is blowing out the Bucs, just switch to the 49ers Saints game. But hey, is Emmitt Smith breaking the rushing record? Are the Giants crushing the Eagles? You get it. Not on cable, but with DirecTV and this. Now that's a game plan.
Get the last 5 weeks of NFL Sunday Ticket free for a limited time when you get a DSS dish and DirecTV Total Choice. Don't miss the best of the regular season.
21-3 Green Bay leading Cleveland with 1:22 left to play until halftime. A first down for the Browns at the Green Bay 23-yard line. And this is the best that the Cleveland offense has looked since Eric Zier's debut against Cincinnati, when he passed for 310 yards in an overtime win. And you see the numbers on this drive. Zier to the end zone. And missed again, a wide open Andre Rison.
You know, this is the second play now that Andre has got something to say to his rookie quarterback about where he's throwing that ball. He's going to have Rison right up the screen, right up the seam. He's going right in there. He got in between the safety and the corner, and he's got to throw the ball earlier. He throws the ball too late, puts too much air on top of it. But this is what Bill Belichick has got to be prepared to live with right now. Put a rookie in, he's got to learn to do these things.
Ray Rice with only 29 receptions all season long. Shovel pass to Ernest Biner didn't fool a soul. And he picked up close to 2. Well, coming up on the Dockers halftime, we'll have all the scores from around the NFL, plus this week's installment of Choice Cuts. That's all coming up next on the Dockers halftime. Clock under a minute. Cleveland facing a 3rd and 9, trailing 21-3. Good protection as Zaire now in trouble. Wow, gets away somehow, but not a second time. Reggie White getting his 10th sack of the season.
And the worst part about that for the Browns is that not only does he not take the shot and throw the ball away like he should have done, but he takes his sack and gets out of field goal range, basically. This move right here is something out of the Three Stooges. I mean, this is incredible. You know, two guys running into each other like that, and then he tries it again, and in this league, that doesn't work.
And Gilbert Brown and Matt LeBounty applying the initial pressure, but always here to finish you off. The ordained minister, the native Tennessean Reggie White.
And what did he say last night? He said, you can't let a rookie ever, ever, ever beat you. And I thought that was pretty strong words coming out of him, but he said there's no way we can let a rookie ever beat us. So he's doing his part, that's for sure. He's got his sack.
Well, it appears as though on 4th down that Cleveland is going to go for it, trailing 21-3 with 37 seconds left until halftime. Cleveland 4 of 9 on 4th down tries this season. But this will be 4th and 20. Have to get all the way down to the 18-yard line, and he tripped over his own man. You think things are rough in Cleveland? Come visit here for a week. Hear from the fans, hear from the coach, and then watch the Browns play.
Well, like Belichick told us the other day, you know, it's not something that you could just leave at the office, because it really starts once you leave the office. All the drama, all the talk about the move. But he goes down on his feet, and now the rush starts to lay on him and touch him, because the first defensive player to touch him gets a cheap sack.
Well, Brett Favre will be content just to take a knee and run out the clock here in the first half. The first half thoroughly dominated by the Green Bay Packers. And again, very little Cleveland offense.
Absolutely. But even though Brett Favre kind of limps off the field, it doesn't matter, because in this offense, he gets rid of the ball so quick and he's spreading it around so well that he's using his weapons. It's not all on Brett. It's all on everybody else.
Quick thought in the second half, if you're Bill Belichick needing a spark, to coin his phrase when he made the change Testaverde to Zaire, do you now bring back Testaverde?
Yeah, good question. And I think he's going to wait and see how it goes this next series, but he may. See if he holds to his word.
21-3, Green Bay leading at halftime. This is the NFL on Fox.
Hallmark and Fox present a world premiere motion picture. They seem like the perfect family. But beneath the lies...
You are not dragging your brother down with you.
...is the shocking truth.
You know what I see?
The good one and the bad one.
No!
Susan Day, Sam Elliott, Blue River on the Fox Tuesday night movie. On November 29th, your fantasy is about to come true.
Every NFL Sunday requires a week's worth of intense preparation. On and off the field, NFL players and fans are getting ready for the big game. This season, start your game day with Team NFL, the NFL's new home on the internet. Now you can get online with your favorite teams all week long, all season long, all year long. Team NFL. Join the pros at NFLhome.com.
On any given Sunday, there's over 5,000 hits, 2,000 head cracks, and 500 body slams. The trouble is, it's not on the football field. Violence shouldn't be a part of real life. Think about it.
This is NFL Sunday Ticket.
Dockers Halftime is brought to you by Dockers Khakis, proud makers of nice pants.
All right, and welcome to the Dockers Halftime. Along with Terry Bradshaw, I'm James Brown. Cleveland with a whopping 34 yards in the first half. Fans let their feelings be known.
Absolutely. So did Brett Favre because he comes out right off the bat. Dorsey Levens out of the backfield, makes a great catch, gets into the end zone. Packers up by 7. Then far out, play action again, holds the linebackers, corner sucked inside. And Mark Shimura makes a 2-yard touchdown reception. The last 25 possessions by Eric Zier, quarterback of the Browns. Net no touchdowns for the Browns and only 3 field goals.
Your guy, Jeff George,
has not made a big play in the last 3 big games. They had 5 opportunities against the Rams last time, but out he comes this time. Terrence Mathis, 18-yard TD. 1, TD, 2, Mathis, 17 yards over the middle, behind the linebackers, in between the safeties, as the Falcons have jumped out to a 14-6 lead and making big plays.
George 10 of 15, 135 yards and 2 TDs. Flea flicker.
And Dave Brown let it go down the field. When your offense is struggling, you can't make plays. Find Thomas Lewis, who makes his first touchdown reception of the year. But back come the Eagles. As Waters goes inside, 3-yard touchdown run, they take a 14-7 lead. Then Tyrone Wheatley fumbles at the 4, and then Fred Barnett with a 4-yard TD reception as the Eagles, and I mean they are playing some kind of good. 21-7 over the Giants, JB.
Looking for the sweep of the Giants this year, Detroit and Chicago.
Eric Kramer, what do you do good? I play action, I throw deep, Terry. Let it go, young, and there it is. Down 51 yards. Jeff Graham drags him down. Bears go up 7-0. Now, 23-yard run by Barry Sanders. This ties Eric Dickerson for his 7th straight season of 1,000 yards rushing. Now, Pat O'Neill picked up, cut by New England, picked up. He's put in the place of a guy by the name of Sauerbrunn. He can't punt. O'Neill has his first punt block. Matt Millen, our guy, said he takes too long. He did. The Lions are up by 3, 10-7.
Would you say let it go young and Panthers by a touch over the Cardinals. That at the half. Washington and Seattle all tied late in the second. Tampa Bay up now by 10-0 over the Jaguars. New England trailing by 14 to the Colts at the half. And Jeff Blake and company doing the job 14 better than the Steelers late in the second. And, of course, when we come back, it'll be choice cuts.